doing the same, like legs up the wall. I've been offering it at the end, whether or not you've been taking it, it's totally beautiful and wonderful and all fine. But foot massage and legs up the wall in almost every practice we've done. And I don't know, just, whatever you notice, you notice. That's your practice. Okay, beautiful. So I was running a meeting at 9:30 and he just sent a message saying, we're gonna start 5 minutes late. So I have to own. Okay, let's just start by lifting your arms. Just take an inhale, reach up, just get, a little bit of this, find some breath. Let's maybe lean back or whatever. Just make some little movements and wiggle your fingers. And then bring your hands however you like, flutter them, take them out, bring them together, whatever feels good. And then just bring yourself into your yogi sit. You bow your chin and tune into the deep inner listening. Even with your own, we were talking the other day about how when we were in the studio together and, you own for each other. And now you're in your own space and you're really owning for yourself to maybe deeply listen to the resonance of the sounds you hear. And there's like this magic space between the two ears and the center of the brain. We can start to drop our inner gaze there and maybe we can listen from there. And if it doesn't happen, that's fine too. Take a full inhale, lengthen. Release this breath. And inhale to begin. Bowing your chin. Releasing your hands. Lift your chin and gently open your eyes. Okay, so we're going to start with the foot massage. Start by, and if you want to stand on the ball, both good. Yes. Yes. So either one, just waking up. You've been dropping into your breath, and no matter what you're doing, maybe we invite in a bit of the ujjayi breath, that inhale and exhale through the nose, but a noisy exhale. And then as you do this, also simultaneously resting the eyes and listening to the sounds of the waves of your breath. Okay. I'm going to take fingers between toes. Yeah, I just did this 2 days ago, and I could feel getting my fingers between my toes. I'm going to use the word challenge, but that's not the right word, but definitely different. So it's always thrilling. Find those things and we're like, oh, I'm so happy I'm doing this. Okay. Bye, heart. I'm really tall. Thank you. Your other foot while you're sitting in your meeting. Okay. Okay. Then take a moment. Be in that experience. And then we'll switch. Okay, I'm just going to leave fingers between toes. And just taking the final few moments there. If you're on the tennis ball, you find your favorite spot. Push down. Okay. Good. All right. I think we're going to start standing. So come up however you like. Ta-da. However it is. Very lovingly and gently, hands and knees, press up, whatever works. We're just going to start with the feet a little wider apart. I'm going to take the arms out into this like star pose, I guess. Step over my blanket and just expand. So we're going to do like 5 breaths like this, and the arms might wave up. You're just going to feel what your arms want to do. Just extending. So as you inhale, there's a reach up, and as you exhale, maybe there's a grounding. Good. Just feel. If you want to bend your elbows, that's fine. Okay. And then just for challenge, if you close your eyes, all of a sudden things start shifting or become aware of micro movements happening. The challenge of balancing without seeing. One more breath. Good. I'm just going to open the arms out wide. I'm going to bring them down to the floor. We're going to come for a wide-legged forward fold. If you want to use your blocks or your chairs even, that's fine. And then, just be in a place where you can move a little bit side to side. And I'm bending one knee, straightening the other leg a few times. And then we'll come to straight legs. Maybe pigeon toe your feet a little bit more. Anchor from your hips down through your legs to your feet. And then without moving the legs, just rock the hips. The legs might move too, but we're just focusing on rocking the hips gently side to side. Okay. Oh, that feels good. And we'll come to center. You're going to walk the hands forward into like a wide-legged downward dog. Spread your fingers, and then you feel, what do you need? You want to bend your knees and shift the hips back. Feet can stay planted to the floor. Straight legs, rock the hips. Maybe you want to rock front to back a few times. So just take time to explore. Feels good. I feel like I'm going to stay here, and I'm starting to make a circular action. So coming forward and back. One knee bends, the other one bends. Start to circle. And once you find that, it might take some time. And we'll reverse and just do the same thing in the opposite direction. You feel when the knees want to bend. Feel good. Okay. I'm going to just rock front to back a few times. Take the weight over the wrist. And then bend the knees, shift the hips back, send the weight into the heels. Okay. And then we're going to walk the hands back and come into a forward fold. Legs are still wide. You're going to drop down. Feel into your feet. You need to bend your knees. You're the only one who knows what would make this a little happier. And once you're in it, we're just going to be here for about 5 breaths. And like this image of feeling from the tailbone all the way through the crown of the head is so much water. From the hips to the heels, just the container for the water to spill and pour into. Walk the hands out. Good. All right, I'm just going to come walk my feet together and come down onto hands and knees. And then I'll have the toes tucked under. Send it back. If you need something for your knees, put it there. I already have this blanket here. Okay, I'm gonna come up to sit on the heels. You take your time. The sitting on the toes thing, so valuable. So whatever place you go in where you can breathe and smile, good work. Okay, take one more breath here. And then we'll come back to hands and knees. I'm just gonna come onto the knees, lift the feet, and just give them a little tops of the feet pounding. Okay, and then we'll plant them. So we come to sit on the heels now. You take the hips back, take your time, use your hand, maybe come up, maybe not. And just breathe here for a few rounds. Maybe you're bringing in the Ujjayi breath. Okay, and then release. Maybe it's a oh, thank God, or it's a oh. I'm gonna tuck the toes under, walk the knees apart. I'm gonna walk the hands, and I'm coming into a modified squat here. And then we'll just maybe move, open one knee and the other, and kind of feel here. So as I rock, maybe I'm rocking the hips and the feet are turning. You're just introducing this shape. Okay. And then it's going to come into squat, and you're going to find it, you know, if it means coming up, beautiful, love that, so good. Maybe it's all the way down and you're just like giving glory, yes. Okay, tailbone dropping. This is the pose. It's actually like what letting the low back rest because you're on your haunches. Okay, all right, I'm gonna grab, we can come to sit. Maybe we come to sit first, and then I was just gonna do everything there. However you need to do that. Okay, take the bolster. No, let's go this way first. So I'm gonna put the bolster right in the center of my mat. And I was looking for a heating pad, but they're occupied. If you have one, you put it down. And then, hello. You probably don't need anything for your head. We're just gonna come to lie down. I'm gonna put your soft, creamy center on the bolster. So the hips are just maybe coming off. And see, I was just checking if I have room there to straighten my tops of the feet down. Just barely. So the tummy is going to be on the bolster. And then we'll start maybe with the forearms down and just wiggle yourself, like maybe you scooch down a little bit so you feel your navel at the center of the bolster. Some of you might be happier coming forward. Let's see. Okay. And then tops of the feet can be down, or we can have the toes tucked under. Again, you're going to play with that. See what you like better. And we'll just allow this shape to unfold. I'm not putting in a lot of muscular effort at all. Just breathing. Just inviting maybe the head to length. You feel like just someone pulling on your head and making it longer. And pulling your chin in. Lengthening through the back of the neck. You might feel that as you do that, the heart space might drop and the shoulders might just naturally kind of move back. So just playing with the head. And for me, I feel it's a lot of effort. Extending the crown of the head, pulling the chin in, and it's almost like an in and up. Okay, I'm just gonna let the head drop here. If you're okay to let your head drop, and feel free to walk your forearms forward if you need some more space.
Okay, I've just put the tops of the feet on the floor. Imagining I can spread the toes and release the crown of the head as if it's going to come down. And, maybe it's going to touch the floor, probably not. Feel what happens when you start to let the head go. What happens in the back of the shoulders, back of the neck. And can you bring some softness into that? Okay. So stay as you are. If this sounds interesting, you're going to just hop up onto the elbows, interlace the fingers behind the head. And, the elbows might walk forward. You might come in and play with that. And then I'm just going to use the hands to gently lengthen the back of the neck and just lightly press the head into the hands. Look for some space in the back of your neck, the back of your heart, the back of your shoulder blades, without no extra tension in the eyes. Everything's just helping to release any stress you're holding in the upper shoulders. Notice if you've tensed anywhere and you let that go. Release the head. I'm just going to lift it enough so I can put the fingers on the forehead somewhere. So I have the pads of the fingers on the forehead in a way that I can now just drop the head into the support of the fingers. Maybe it's, palms. You're just holding your head. Breathe. Release the hands. I'm going to lower the head all the way down. Maybe palm or arm on top of arm, or palm on top of palm, and even have the forehead right on the floor. Okay, I've widened the legs a little bit. I'm going to turn the toes in towards each other, heels out. I'm just going to breathe here. Maybe you come back to that Ujjayi breath. And with the bolster in the center of you, maybe feel the bottom ribs at one end of the bolster, the hips on the other. And expand the breath into this place. It's opening the low back, mid back, anything else. You can do that for 4 or 5 rounds of expansive breath, and then just let it go and rest here. You have your hands crossed, just change that. Just the only change I'm doing here is bringing the legs into like a child's pose, or soles of the feet together, knees wide, Baddha Konasana. So I've bent the knees, the heels are just hovering above the low back area, maybe wherever they go. Just to change a little bit of the dynamic in the back. And if you do that, you might also want to shift yourself down or up on the bolsters. Be open and confident. And as we near our final few moments here, can you invite maybe the chest to be heavier? back of the heart. Even the tail, can it be a little heavier? To explore. And how close can you get to the floor? And take your time, anywhere from now to the next 5 breaths. And release your legs and just come back to Sphinx. Like move yourself on the bolster. And then we can stay here. My legs are still wide. I tuck the toes under, but it really, whatever your preference is. And then I'm going to press up into like a higher cobra. So I'm actually going to walk the hands back because I know I can take the shoulders back, lift the heart, and be here. Be wherever your body says, yep, this is good. And as I say, I lift myself up and then I take the hands forward. And now I'm kind of on the bolster more. I'm like, oh, this is nice too. So just explore, Okay, and then wherever you are, we're going to add that head. So I'm going to start by taking the chin in, and it's actually like an in and up, as if you can almost take from the chin to the root of your skull, the base of the spine, or the top of the spine, and then lengthen the sides of the head, as if the back of your neck can get longer, your head can get higher. We want to shine the heart through the arms. So that's where you might come down a little bit. Maybe you bend your elbows and you shine your heart. We're lifting heart and the crown of the head. Legs are very active. They're grounding this pose. Okay. I'm going to release. I'm going to come down about halfway, and then I'm just going to rock side to side. You just walk your hands out if you like, use your feet. Just rock yourself over the bolster. Maybe you're walking a little bit up and back. Just going to do this a little bit, release that. I'm going to add the legs. So maybe we pause and walk the legs together. And then I'm going to bend the right leg, take it over to the left, twist yourself over. And then we'll just flow side to side, and it could be very slow. You're just, literally we're waking up to this. Not bad. Shoulders are moving, head is moving. Your breath is glorious and radiant, and you're just shining. Heart, crown. Good. Okay, let's do one more on each side. You're still with me? Okay, good. All right, we're going to come back to just resting here before we move on. I'm going to walk myself forward a little bit. So now I have more low belly on bolster. And maybe, you feel like the low back is supported. And then we'll come back down and rest. Do whatever you like with your legs. You can bend them, keep them straight. Just relax. Let the breath, the bolster, the floor invite you in. You're going to stay as you are. You might change the cross of your hands. You're going to tuck the toes under. Your legs are going to be a little wide apart, maybe mat distance. We're just going to rock the heels from side to side. We're rolling hip on hip. Oh. I come up on my forearms just to yell at the dog. Too, if you like. And then, oh, here comes. All right. Good. Okay, and I'm just gonna walk the feet, legs together, and then just press up to hands and knees. We're gonna move into child's pose to release the back. So options. And you can put the bolster here. There's a lot of low back stuff. So if we want like a deep release, maybe this is your jam. Or knees wide, bolster in between, you can prop it up with some blankets. Then lie down. I'm going to show another one too with the chair, because now we all have chairs. And something really glorious about a child's pose with a chair. So you would prop your legs up, or you sit on your bolster, and then you rest the forehead. It's a pregnant woman child's pose. But wow, so whatever. Find your jam, you're happy in your child's pose, and release yourself in. And with your great powers of awareness and your own anatomy, let the breath expand into the low back, maybe into the hips. Any discomfort you're experiencing that you are okay with. Give yourself permission to release. Just feel your forehead is supported in some way, so you can start to soften into the third eye space. Maybe you need a block, blanket roll, and just tuck your chin a little more. One or two more breaths. Press ourselves up, and if you want to take a downward dog here, I'm just going to come off the legs. So if you want to move into a downward facing dog for a few moments, and let it be meditative though. Again, I'm going to do all that work with the head, melt the heart, and just feel like the shining and the opening is happening here. All right, so we're going to come to sit down. And we use the bolster and take lying down twist. So let's see. So you might want a blanket for your head, and just fold it, and you can just leave it nearby. You'll throw it in. Okay, if you have another blanket, you want to put your socks on, friends. Let's do that. Okay. And then this is my house robe, but you would just kind of lay it over you, and we'll have this at the hip. Good. Oh, let's start with some flossing before we go into the twist. We'll place the hands down, so the legs are just kind of over to the side. Just floss a little bit. And then this is what's happening in my head now. I'm like, oh, bolster, I'm gonna lie on you. It's gonna be so nice. I'm so excited. And then you inhale, grow tall, turn yourself, and then you can adjust where the bolster is. You might want to angle. Okay, and then the head can face the same direction as the knees, or if you feel ready to turn it. We've done already some prep work. Make adjustments. Feel that the left side of you is, if you had the right hip and you're turning to the right, let the left side be a little heavier. Maybe the left arm changes position. The legs can stay as they are. Maybe the top leg just pops back a little bit, and the bottom leg might extend out. and feel. The other way, works too. It just changes things, but maybe for you, that's happier. Just stay with your knees bent. Release. That Ujjayi breath helps to guide you in. Feel free to bring it in. Be nice and slow. Not to keep it up the whole time. As long as it is working, and then let it release on its own. If you feel your body's open, you want to twist deeper, and keep your eyes closed. Just press yourself up and come back in. If that brings you more places to melt into. Soften and relax. We enter into our final few moments here. Where can you soften? Where can you relax? You turn your head away from your legs. Just bring it back now for a few moments. Again, here, let your breath guide you. Use a full exhale, just really savoring the heaviness and the twist. And just lovingly, very slowly merge. It's transformational space. You might turn and sit, or just be in the repose for a little bit. Just feeling the body and mind. And then we'll move to the second side. I'm just going to turn yourself around. I'm just going to move my props. Good. Okay, so now we have the left hip, and we're going to start with that flossing just like we did. So the hands will come down. Oh, you're just turning yourself a little bit. Yeah. Maybe it's a circling. You just start dancing. You know where you're going, so whenever you feel ready,
Put your bolster. Oh, here I come. And lengthen. And then turn and come into this space here and take a few moments, just be and feel and whenever you're ready, you can keep the legs as they are or change the leg position. So the top leg moves back, maybe, and bottom leg moves forward. You know, just on your own when you feel ready. If you want to come up and retwist, then you'll just find that. Otherwise, I'm just going to let you be your own guide as we rest here. Opening, releasing. One more deeply. And the heaviness of you create the lightness and space to the breath. You turned your head and really just bring it back. And take your time. Maybe let yourself drop in as deeply as you can in the next exhale. And then slowly and lovingly guide your way out. And again, we'll just sit in the repose for a few moments. You can sit a little taller now. Nice spinal movements. Okay. So the next pose we're going to take is dead bug. And that's such a nice name. It's got to be a better name, but that's the name. So I'm going to take this blanket I have here for the knees. I'm going to open it up. Like go all like halfway with your blanket. Okay. And you can watch me first. I'm pretty sure you guys don't know this one, but we'll take the bolster, put it down. And then I'll just put that up if you want to know, don't need it. Okay, I'm going to lie down on this bolster from like, you know, rest to tail. And then the legs go out. Hiya. and the legs will go here. Okay, and so you start slow, you see it. Maybe it's just turning the feet so the toes are out and the heels in, the opposite of what we do normally. And then maybe the knees can walk up, and maybe it's just one knee. You know, if you have some hip stuff, maybe you do one at a time. Okay, so that I'm just inching myself forward so I can put the head down and the upper chest is hanging off the bolster. You most likely won't need head support, but you want it, put it in. Okay, that's the pose. You take your time. You walk yourself around your bolster, see what feels good. If it's a new place for you, then to be in whatever's happening. Maybe you need to be up on the forearms, you know, you just kind of go, okay, what do I need? How can I invite myself in here? So if you're comfortable with your knees out and hips open like this, you can start to walk the soles of the feet together. They don't have to touch. It's almost this reverse Baddha Konasana, child's pose. Whatever's happening. Okay. So I'm going to assume you're in a place now where you can release and release. If you have your forehead resting on the floor, just going to add that little bit of head work. And we're just going to explore this, connection to the tailbone. So forehead to the floor, or even if you want to lift your head up a little bit, draw from the chin in all the ways. If you can just touch that little notch where the skull is balanced. And then lengthen the two sides of the head. And then we'll set the head back down to the forehead to the floor. And just feel any changes in the tail. Maybe it's relaxed a little bit. And maybe you didn't notice anything too. So all both are right. Maybe 2 or 3 more breaths. Let yourself really drop in. Coming out can be tricky. You might stretch the legs out. And then maybe bring the thighs onto the bolster. And just press yourself up. Just gonna sit on the heels for a moment. You sit however works. Just let everything integrate. Back. So put the legs up the wall. We do this so many different ways, and you can do it far away. I'm going to bring myself close to the wall and put the bolster a little bit away from the wall, so that maybe the tailbone will drop in between there. Okay, just refold this to torso length and just set it behind. If you have it. Oh. Oh, okay. No. Okay. And then if you'd like to belt your legs in just to keep them together, you can do that. Just throw a blanket over top. We're going to rest here maybe 5 minutes or so. I do have a sandbag here too. I might throw that in. So whichever one you find, you could be far away from the wall, hips down, and you have the bolster under your head if you like that.
Gonna take the sandbag onto the feet and then just use that. Just because I have it. It's all good. Whatever you're doing, getting the legs up, just re-energizing, letting the feet see the sun, soles of the feet, see the sun for a few moments. And then see, you know, I did say bolster with the tail dropping. If that is irritating your back, then you know, move away, rest more of the sacrum. Just find you're happy. Just rest here. Okay. I'm going to add that head work. So that for me is, I'm just hitting something I need. So I'm just going to lift the head, roll the chin, lengthen through the sides of the head. Just feel I'm getting the back of the neck long. Heart comes a little bit, the back of the shoulders come to press a little more to the floor. And then once the back of the head hits, just soften everything again. Release the back of your neck, the sides of your neck, your jaw, your throat, your eyes. Bathe yourself with your breath. Just allow yourself to really get into this pose. Rest deeply, soften deeply, breathe in a nourishing way. Slowly come out of this. So you might just bend your knees and rest your feet at the wall or hug your knees into your chest, wherever would feel good. Scoot yourself off your bolster if you're in that very close to the wall place. Maybe hug the knees in and we'll just breathe here for a few moments. And child's pose on your back, softening. Right, I'm gonna roll to the side to come out. You might want to rock a little bit first, side to side. Just move your low back and so kind of roll yourself forward. We're gonna set up for Shavasana. No, you can set up any way you like. I'm gonna offer this. I'm gonna take this torso blanket and bring it up a little bit. Nice. And I feel every part that's not nice. Okay, I'm gonna put the bolster down for underneath the backs of the knees, mostly the calves. And then we'll take the two blocks at the end to rest the feet on. Take another blanket and just cover the blocks. This is just for comfort.
Okay. Maybe you might want something else for your head. You can always pull this one up if you only have two. You have a giant heating pad. Put that in. And a blanket to cover yourself if you like. And I tell all these sweet things as we just prepare to deeply rest. Rest. Flat. It's the first time we just lay down without any support under the torso or any angling, I guess. And so just feeling, this crown of the head to the tail, maybe do a little head lengthening. Let your legs just relax. And this great surrender. Consciously bathing yourself with your great awareness, your ability to release what you don't need here right now. And to just feel yourself being breathed out, doing anything to affect the breath, just let the breath do what it wants to do. We're just going to observe. Maybe you'll listen to the sound of your breath in your deep inner ears. Shavasana. Releasing yourself more deeply
You do an audible sigh. Choosing to stay in your rest. When you come out, then take like maybe 2 full minutes, about 20 breaths. Slowly invite in very gentle movements, maybe moving toes and in and out, and rolling your hands. Very slow movements. You lengthen your arms over your head. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Just really take your time. Every time you move, maybe you rest there. Savoring this time of honoring your body, your movements, your ability to move slow, feel, to observe. Post Shavasana, a place of deep, deep, deep connection and introspection. Even if you were thinking the whole time, that's natural and normal. All good. You did good work. Keep staying wherever you are. We're coming up to sitting. Basking in the afterglow. This intimate experience you have with yourself. It's taking the seat of one who has practiced. And just being in this experience of renewed energy. Beginning to bow your chin, but thinking of it more as like a lengthening from chin to back of skull. And everything else that's affected by that. Putting your hands together at your heart. Deep honoring. Let's seal this practice with our May We Be Blessed mantra. And then home. Inhale to lengthen. Release this breath completely. Inhale fully. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy and may we be happy. Inhale. Whoa. Breathing into your hands, catch your sacred breath, and offer that to yourself. And offer it out beyond these borders. So much gratitude and love for you and for your practice. Thank you for being here. Take your magic. Enjoy the rest of this day. Mwah. See you in the next class. So much love, guys. Be well.